Okay, good evening. So we will be starting from the beginning. This is the second evening session of the class. So we start right from the beginning. From now, class one. So the first things I will start is about the dot a little you know background about how .NET framework is set up. Actually, this is .NET framework previous to .NET 6. This is the .NET 4 or even maybe lesser. But .NET 4 is like this, for which now the long time support has ended. And now Microsoft has told that we will not be supporting this framework. But nevertheless, mm, the programs here in this framework continues to be still very popular. Anyway, you can see the big triangle here, and which is called the .NET framework. And then after in this .NET framework, there are three triangles. There are three rectangles. One is common. Uh, Common language runtime, safe mode, everything, and then ASP.NET Web Forms and desktop program. So this common language runtime, this actually this is it is consists of four languages. There is C Sharp, C++, VB.NET, and F Sharp. You can also tell that if you want, you can also try to write C language, but these are the four languages now supported here. C language also is similar. It has a smaller set of C++, but I don't know whether the C thing, but even C++ here also, it supports pointers. And but in this common language runtime safe mode, when it is being run, this pointers should not be included. When this common language runtime is going to come, the C sharp will be executing with C++ will be executing without pointers. Okay, now we have got but if you want to have a more detailed discussion about this common language runtime and OBJ files and how to convert all these files, you can go to Google and find out. Because this is just a very small and short introduction to .NET Server. Then we have got one thing called desktop programming, wherein you can write this desktop programming in either of these four languages. Of course, this desktop programming is standalone programming, wherein we have got you can write any program like say supermarket or standalone programming. It is nothing it cannot be applied to internet programming. And the next one is ASP.NET Web Forms. This is the internet programming wherein it is based upon HTML, and they have got even tools for the HTML to be dropped to it. ASP.NET Form is connected with HTML, but the ASP.NET actually they have got their own controls. And when it is rendered into the browser, this ASP.NET Form is rendered into the browser, it will be rendered as and then afterwards, the ASP.NET engine will convert this ASP.NET form to HTML, pure HTML forms, HTML tags, and then afterwards it will be rendered to the browser. All these controls, ASP.NET controls, will be converted into its corresponding HTML tags, and then rendered to the browser. So this is how .NET Frame is built. It's a very simple this thing. I'm not going to go into a complicated detail. So this is what if you to understand this thing, and it will be this is enough for you to understand. Then after all these other things called JavaScript, HTML, CSS, other languages all can be integrated with the .NET framework, and they can be they will be running simultaneously. Then afterwards, how we come to the database, how the database is connected to .NET framework. It's connected through something called ADO.NET. ADO.NET actually started its life as Activates Data Object. ADO was in the previous thing wherein it was not .NET, just it was without net, it was just Visual Studio, and then from there and onward, you could write C# program in C++ programs or C# program also. So, but then when .NET they included, it came out with ADO.NET, and then this ADO.NET connects with the provider, which in turns connect with SQL Server, MS Access, Oracle, MySQL, and many other databases which are available. And then afterwards, your database application is the SQL Server. If a database application is in SQL Server, the SQL Server will open your database application and feed through the drive provider, go through the ADO.NET, and finally into the framework, the .NET framework. Then we have got another thing called XML database application, which we can directly connect to .NET framework without ADO.NET. And this application actually it's an XML database. Although many people don't agree that XML is to be used as a database. Nevertheless, they are using XML database as an XML as a database, and this can be connected to the .NET framework directly. If you want to know more about XML database, we will have if you want, you can have a thing up. But after this course, you can have about XML database. What is XML? So this is what, sorry, I did not share my screen. And if you see the screen, probably if you follow it from the beginning now, you'll be able to see it properly. The bigger rectangle, the smaller rectangle, common language, platform, and desktop programming. Then afterwards, I told you about how the database is connected to the .NET framework, and finally XML database. XML database can be written in a notepad, and then after this, this is a very simple. If you know something about XML database, it is very simple written. But any complicated database, if not, you cannot have you need not even have sort of a structured database, not in a row and column format. You can have as you want, So this one, if you want, you can study later on. But now this course is confined to SQL Server, MySQL, and .NET framework. Then after your application, which is a business model, your application will be there, and then you might write a business model. So business model is just nothing but a data layer. It connects. We'll have with the data, the ADO.NET, and connect to the business model, and through this something like entity framework. Okay, it will learn entity framework after we study about .NET framework. Then after your application is directly interact with the .NET framework and give you the whether it is desktop programming or ASP.NET form, and that's how it works. But now after this, when we start about when we finish about desktop programming in ASP.NET form, web form, we'll go into .NET 6. Now .NET 6 is something like this. It's very similar, but then afterwards, in .NET 6 you will see that this support for desktop programming as well as ASP.NET totally dropped now. And this one they are telling now they're going to be for a long time support. Similarly, the 4 languages are still there, but the ASP.NET 6 part is comparatively now totally a web-based this thing. And now we have got here MVC, we have got Razor Pages, we have got Blazor, and then we have got, finally, we have got Xamarin, which is ASP.NET 6. Xamarin is app programming for mobile apps and all those things. App, yeah, like WhatsApp and all that. Here you can do it. Xamarin. And then after similarly, the other things all remain the same. How it is connected to the SQL server as well as the HTML database and your listening and other languages and all. But here you can see that web forms has been removed from here. So once web forms has been removed, so that you will not find any tools now here. You cannot drop in like you cannot take a label tool like in web form. You will see how in label in web form you can take label tool and drop inside the ASP.NET 6, which is finally converted into HTML. HTML tags, right? The So now we'll study this after about 3 or 4 weeks. So for 4 weeks, we'll start after finishing web forms and the desktop regular programming and HTML and CSS. A very advanced version of CSS, which is called Bootstrap. So then we will be studying about that. So now, without further this thing, we'll just jump into exactly into our this thing program. So the next is we are going to learn about data types. So now we have a small brief introduction about ASP.NET and ASP.NET 6. They're now coming into the actual the first lesson where every language has to start with data types. Data types, there are two main data types. One is string and numbers. Example of strings are, I am learning C#, visual using the number suite. So C# 1 to 76. So each number of string is called a character. You see here, the data type, very important thing is these string is data type is delimited with inverted commas, double inverted commas, double quotes, or double inverted commas, whatever you call it. And so each and every so even one also the number one when it is included as in double quotes, it's a string. In the string with it just a piece of text. So it's not a number actually. So we exactly see what's the number and what is the and what is the character, what is the string and what is the number just now. Each member of the string is called the character and it's called a char in C#. So I is a char of the string, I'm learning C#, C is the char of the string, I'm learning C#. If you have noticed, for the string, I enclose the string with double quotes. And for the char, I enclose the char with single quotes. It's not a typographical error, but there's a reason behind it. Every string has a unique character terminating with this is called a new line character or a null character. Actually, like this /n or /0. This is because the software has to know where the string ends. The char does not have a new line character, so in reality, the first string is like this. I'm learning C# /n or /0. Now we get into this point here. If you have a single character enclosed in double quotes like this, it's a string because terminating with new line character and C with the single quote is not having a new line or a null character. So C, so that's why this is char. The difference is very clear. Okay. So now what happens when you have two strings of seemingly one character? That is A with a string A and C string. The result would be N, A/N, C/N. No, what will happen is actually the N would be stripped off and joined with say CN. You'll actually get AC and /N or AC/0. We'll appreciate this as a start console programming. Of course, we're not going to do console programming here. We directly go into forms programming. That is Winforms. This the discussion on string data type. We will think that we speak about variable in a short while. Example of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 0, 2, 3. Numbers are not enclosed in quotes, double or single. The software can distinguish the number without null characters. There are a number of sub data types with numbers: integer, long, short, float, single, double, boolean, and byte. Integer, long, short are whole numbers. Integer and short are usually smaller numbers depending upon which you are using, which bit computer nowadays. 64-bit data type also become with a large value. The long data type is much larger whole values. Float, single, and double are numbers with a decimal point. Single is a large number 2. Single can have a precision of 8 digits after the decimal point. Double has a precision of 18 digits after the decimal point. Float is similar like double. In C sharp, we will use single and double. Okay, although you can use float also, but we will restrict ourselves to single and double only. A byte is a data type value ranging from 0 to 455. All whole numbers, integer values only. Okay. There's a special data type called date time. For instance, date and time. How is this data type is actually internally represented as numbers. Okay. The date time data type is actually a double data type. The integer portion representing the date and the decimal portion representing the time. These data types are called primitive data types. Okay. Then there's an array data type. We can also define our own data types. The data type defined by us are called data structures. Okay. These data structures are built with primitive data types. More on this later. Okay, fine. So data type, there is a word. Now we will see the operation on the data types, operation on numbers. All mathematical, trigonometrical, statistical, etc. operations, etc. are possible with numbers. So you can have operations like 3 plus 5, sine 60, ROI, argument, etc. Operations on strings. Strings have only one operation. For example, if you say this class is on C chart, we'll get the result as this class is on C chart. Suppose you do 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, you'll get the result as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The operation is not addition of strings, but in numbers, we can just add it like that. Suppose 1 plus 1 is 2. But here, 1 plus 1 will be 11, 1, 1. The operation is not addition, but joining of strings. A better word is concatenation. Let us do some more examples. I'm learning C sharp. Suppose you want to do a single code within this code, within this thing. You can also have like this. I'm learning C sharp included single quotes. Okay. Please see the C included single quotes. I hope you understand. It makes no sense to apply a string from a string, whereas the number is like, for example, 5 minus 3, you can get 2. But say, for example, I'm learning C sharp, I'm learning minus C sharp. This is an invalid statement. Similarly, all other operations like multiplication, division, etc., invalid on things. The only valid operation I want on things is plus. That is not actually addition, but joining, or a better word, concatenation. Variables. Variables are little boxes where you can store the data. These boxes have label on them, through which they can be referenced, and you can put the value on them. For example, my string, this is the variable example. Here, my string is a variable which holds the string. This is a variable example. Another example will be my number is equal to 1, 2, 3. The variable which holds the numeric value 1, 2, 3. But before putting the value in the variable, we have to tell C chart what data type is. It will hold. In C chart, it's done like this. This is called a strongly typed database. I mean, strongly typed language. So we have got to first inform C chart in my var. And this variable is to hold only integer values. Then we can put the value in the variable language. My var is equal to 3, 4, 5. We can also combine both these two together. In my var is equal to 1, 2, 3, semicolon. First thing variable we have like this string, my string, and we can put the other string inside it. Like this, my string is equal to, we are learning C sharp. Remember that all statements in C sharp must be terminated with a semicolon sign. Okay. So you see, my string is learning, we are learning C sharp with a semicolon. We can also combine both the recursion and initialization of the strings to like this string, my string is equal to, we are learning C sharp. So this ends the discussion on this ends the discussion on data types. We will come to. We'll now start off with the with a small C# program, which is called the PR, which is called the calculator program. I mean, in a minute. Okay, so we'll start off with the calculator program in a minute. So I'll see you. Hello, welcome back. So now we will start off, as I promised you, we'll start off with a small program. So when you start Visual Studio 22 or Visual Studio 2019 or whatever you have got, much better. I think that you should have Visual Studio 22 or even Visual Studio 29. Of course, this is a community edition. It is a free download. You first have to, for Visual Studio 22, you have got to download the installer, and then afterwards check whatever you want to install, and then afterwards install. You have to take, I think, so ASP.NET web development, then afterwards desktop programming, and then afterwards, yeah, you install that. Okay, then you will get, when you start Visual Studio 2022, you will get like the screen, a small difference will be there, maybe. But this is okay. When you start the new project, you start a new project now, create a new project. So now you create a new project, we call it PRJ calculator. Now, since I've already got a project by name calculator, I'll just put, and since I'm going to start from the beginning, I'll just put the name. Yeah, we can just go like this: C#, Windows, and desktop. We'll have the second one as Windows Form app .NET Framework. It's very important that you have .NET Framework within the bracket, because this is denoting 4.7 or even 4.8. Okay, so this is the very important. .NET Framework should be there in the bracket. Windows Format, not just Windows Format, without .NET Framework will be the first one, but with the .NET Framework. And then you click on Next. When you click on Next, you will get like something like this. You have got to write the project name. Since I've already got the project name as PRJ calculator, I'll just put PRJ my calculator. Okay. Of course, you can put this is a sort of a camel case, and right, it's a PRJ only for project. First three letters Y, M, capital, and C really all capital, so that for easy readability. Then we can change the location whatever you want. First, it will be the default, it will be something like a repository. But you want, you can keep your, you can create a new location in the file explorer, and go to the location just by clicking the three buttons, and then afterwards you can just do it like that. Then after solution name, also UPR demand calculator, place the solution name. If you want, you can just change this one to SLN, but it's a SLN, so that solution name and project name is different. And place the solution project in the same directory. Yeah, you can just uncheck this one. And it's everything okay. And then after, you just click on create. It will take us some time to create the project, because it has to build up all the different things and all. So it just take about a minute to create this project. So once we create the project, we will be ready to start. Just a minute. Yes. the project has been created, you will get a project something like this, right? First in the beginning, you'll get something like this form one design and this one, and then afterwards on the right side we have solution explorer, GIT change and properties will be here. And also your data sources and everything here. If you don't have the solution explorer here, you can just go to view. The first thing will be solution explorer. Okay, here is solution explorer. Of course, this is all this. The first thing will be solution explorer, and then afterwards you've also got server explorer. Then if you want to have properties window, I think so you've got to come to other windows, and then afterwards see for property windows, and then or maybe here, or maybe go to debug and go to Windows and see here properties windows is there. And yeah, maybe here it will be that properties window, other windows, property windows will be here. Anyway, properties windows, if it's not there, you can just go here. You can just right click on the form and go to properties and you get the properties window here. Right. So now we'll see like this. You'll first see the like this, and of course the solution explorer might be for you. It will be this thing. You can this is the first screen. I think so. You should be able to see the solution explorer exactly tells you where in the project you are. So this is a we created SNL report. Okay, fine, no problem. SLN it should be SLN report. So my solution explorer. And then after in solution explorer, you have got project by project. You can have a number of projects also inside the same solution. You will see that later on how we can create two projects and we'll see how these two projects interact with each other. Fine. Now we have got PRA solution, then we have got property references, and this is the form where we have got. Suppose we close this off. You want this form on you just put this in, your form will be already back in action. So this is a sort of a form where we are going to place all the controls and everything, and this is where we are going to work most of the time. And here what I want to change this form, the name of the form, I want to rename it. Okay, I want to rename it as as FRN for form calculator. Okay. Okay. Now it will tell you your renaming of final all references to the yes can put because you want to rename the whole the name variable form one is that to FRN calculator. So we just put yes. And this is the call what we call is the design mode. See now you have seen a small asterisk here on the top, This means this form is presently not saved because why? It was form one before and now we change it into FRN calculator. So now it's not it's not saved. So you can just go to save form and you can click this and now this asterisk is disappeared and now the form is saved. Here also is save all. That means save all is when you've got a number of forms, you've got 2 or 3 forms or maybe even 50, 60 forms. You make this thing in each and every form. Then afterwards, all the forms will not be saved. You want to save everything together. You can just put save all. I think this is for the present form, which is active now here. Okay. Now then afterwards, when you go to the properties window, if you see the properties window, just click on this one, which will go, it will hide this. You go to the properties window, you will see, and I'm going to anchor, this is called anchoring. If you see the first thing in the properties window, then you see the name of the form has been FRN calculated because remember we changed the from form 1 to FRN calculator. If it was form 1, it will be form 1 only. And if you see this is the name of the form, intrinsic name. And this is and one more thing you see, if you see the text one, the text is not changed now. It's still form 1 because it has to, because it was like this. And now what we do is we change this form 1 to, we just change to calculator. We don't want to put calculate FRN calculator because that's the name we want to put it as our calculator, so that this, you see here calculator, this becomes calculator. Whatever name you're going to put here, this is going to be reflected here as calculator. And then see again, this is come as not saved. So we just save it again. Then afterwards, what we see, so this is the text one, and this is the name. The name of the form is the foreign calculator, but the text is it is the calculator. You have to know the difference between these two first, the name and the text. The name is the intrinsic name, and calculator. The here is whatever is going to just be to display here, it's going to tell. But the name of the form is still a foreign calculator. For example, I'll give you an example. Suppose my name is Naveen, right? And suppose I wear a t-shirt and I put there Harry or something like that. My name is still be Naveed one. The just the in the t-shirt it is written as Harry. So this is what the text property is, something like what I've written in the t-shirt, but and the name property is what my actual name. So FRM calculator is the actual name, and the text property is the calculator. Right? Fine. Now we are just this is what we have designed the form now. We are just going to run this form and see what happens. So we just click on this start button here. And now it's going to go into the use run mode or user mode, wherein the user is now going to interact with this form. So till now, what you are doing, we as designers, you are designing the form, and now we are making the form, presenting the form as a UI, that is user interface, for the user to now interact with it. So now the user is going to interact. So this is called the run mode. The wait, the form is going to come just now on it. It will appear. So this is called the run mode. The form now in run mode or user mode, we will call it as run mode. And then when we close the form, or else we just close the form like this, or else you can just click on this stop button here, and it will stop it. And now we are back to our designer mode or design mode. Okay, so this is the design mode, and that was the run mode. So now what we are going to do is we are going to put a few controls on this form, and then see how this is going to interact. So we just click on the toolbox, so that now the toolbox comes into action. And then see, now there are a number of controls in this toolbox. You see, I just want to I want you to show these controls here. See, there are so many controls are there. If all Windows forms is there, then common controls is there, containers is there, menu is there, data is there, components is there, printing is there, dialogues is there, WPF interoperability is there. So I just want to go to first all Windows form. I just see a lot. The first control, what I want to tell you is about talk to you about the label control. I just click it once and put it, bring it on the form. See the cursor now has changed to change, and I'm just going to click it and drop it here. The label is going to come as label one. So again, now you see the properties here. If you see in the window, the properties that become label one. So the name is now the name of this particular control is called label one. And you see, if you see, this also got a text property which is called label one. Now, if you're going to change this label one text property, I'm going to change. I don't want to change the name property, that the intrinsic name of the property be label one, because I'm going to change it into first number, right? I can write however I want. You can put a space. I put the first number. Then I put the second number here. Okay. Now I'm seeing this label one as a very, very small. I want to increase the font size. I want to make it a little more bigger like this. I can just go to the font property here of this label, okay, and just click on this plus here, So I will get all the fonts here. Microsoft Sans Serif is the font name. 8.25 unit is point. I can change the unit also, but let me put it as point itself now. Bold is false and all those things. I also can go here directly I can go directly, I can put this press this thing. I'll get a small window again here. So I'll get all the properties here. I just want to change this form property to 14 size. See, I'll get a sample here. 8 was like this, and now 14 was a little bigger. I can put strikeout or underline. I don't want to use anything. I just want to have font style is regular, font is sans serif, and size is 14. And I click on OK, and my this thing becomes first number. Then I just put another one form here, label 2. Again, this has become the same. I've got to go and change the name, text property as second number. So, okay. Now, again, I've got to go and change the font. So what we'll do is, if we change the font of the form itself, okay, if we change the font yes, for the form calculator, we change the form, it will be having a global effect now. So what all the controls I'm going to put automatically, they are going to inherit the font of the container, that is of the form. So I'm just going to put here like this. I'm going to put 14 here, put here. This also become, and the size of the form also has become a little bigger. I just want to make the size of the form a little more smaller so that it fits the screen, right? So I'll go here, I make it smaller, and then afterwards here I go here. Here also I make it smaller, right? Fine. So now the scroll bars have gone. So now the form is like this. I put this. Then I put the third label. See, automatically it is now changed to the 14 size. Okay, now this label is I'm going to change the label, the text property of the label also I'm going to change to answer. Okay, then after what I'm going to have is, I'm going to, so now let us run and see. So let us save this form and then let us start, run and see what happens. So now it's going to go to run mode. From design mode, it's going to go into run mode now. Okay, so this is the run mode. So, but we have not put anything for input or anything here. We just want to just run. So the run mode also is working correctly. Okay, now what we do is we go back to, and we have to put some inputs, right? So we are there's one control called text boxes. Text box. So I just double click here. I can also get it here. I just want to put the first text box here. Just double click here. I put the text box here again. And answer, I don't want to keep writing the answer because when we're going to go into run mode, we'll be able to write here. We'll be able to input something here. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we want to have the answer here. I don't want to change the answer. That's why I want to put it as a label, right? So I want to put it as a label. Now let me put the names properly. So in the naming convention, this is a text box. So I just want to have the name of the form here. I want to change the name as txt because I want to refer this later on. So take txt first number. Let me put it as first number no. And this will be txt second number. Okay, fine. And this one I'm going to change the label also to name on this label answer. Okay, and I'm going to change the text property also to LBL answer. Why I'm doing this will become clearer to you as we progress. Okay. Now these are the four on this thing, and I'm just going to start again and see how this is working. And one more thing, if you forget to save it and put start, it will automatically save, and then only the program will start. So when it is going to come into design mode now, see now I'm able to type here. Okay, so this is called the input. This is called the text boxes where I can go input So this is now in the design in the run mode, so that now the user can type anything. Now I'm going to put 4 more controls, which are of the same type, called button control. So I'll just put here in a button here one. Okay, just put here a little more bigger. Okay, I'm going to put 3 more buttons here. So let me put it here and put it here and let me put it here. Okay, and let me make it bigger. This button, if I'm going to go to now, if you see here on the left hand side, on the right hand side, you'll see button control here. The name is button. I just want to put as BTN add. Okay, and for the text property, I just put the plus sign here. So the plus here comes. Here I want to put the text property as minus sign, and I'm going to put it as this thing as BTN subtract. Okay, and then it's BTN multiply. And here I'm going to put a small X button. And here I'm going to put divide. I'm going to put a slash here. And I'm going to put here button called BTN. The name of the button will be BTN divide. Fine. And now we have got 4 buttons now. If I want, I can just select these 2 buttons together and I can just move here. And I can select these 2 buttons together. I can move it here so that I got it properly. And then if I want, I can just expand the button so that I have got, it looks very neat, you know. This is the most important thing, that it should look neat. So let us put this in this thing with this part, and make this also a little bit more smaller. Okay, fine. We can also take it here and make it a little more smaller, and then put it here and make this also a little more bigger. So that it looks very good. Fine. And now after, if you want, I can just tell the whole thing. I can take it a little more back here. Okay, fine. And then after, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run this program and run it. So now you see here 1, 2, 3. I'm putting here 4, 5, 6, and these buttons are now clickable. You know, it is being pressed, like you can see it pressed. So now what we are going to do is, we have, when this button is pressed, the label answer should change to the sum of these 2 numbers. So how we are going to do that? So for to do that, we are going to write some code. This is the most important thing and most exciting also. I'm just going to unanchor or hide this thing, and I'm going to take the whole screen for myself and double click on the plus button in design mode. Okay, so when you put double click on design mode, I will go to the code behind window. So this is the code behind window. You can see a number of things here. Blah 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 blah. Just forget about all the things. Now we are important. Most important thing is we are in the thing. So button add is the name what we given for the control. Okay. When the button add is being clicked, what to do? So we have to write here. So how this is this thing is private. Okay. Void. I'll just explain everything. Button click. This is the name of the action. That is a name of the method. The action, the behavior. That is how the button add has to behave when it is clicked. The code has to be written here, and just forget about this thing. Or these are the arguments which are being passed, so just forget about it. Now I'm just going to write here. So first my LBL. So we'll see. Go here. Okay, we go back here and see. So what should happen when I press this thing? The text property of the first number and the text property of the second number should be added together and displayed in the text property in the of the LBL answer, right? So okay. So we go back here. Here also see if the form is not saved, so that's not a problem. We'll save it now. So I just put LBL. See, for me now the LBL answer automatically come here. Okay, LBL answer dot the text property of this thing should be equal to the text property of ext first number, right? Dot text property plus, okay, txt first second number dot text property. So and it should be terminated with a semicolon. So now you see, now it is, so this is what we wanted, but we'll see whether this is correct or not. It looks correct, but let us see what happens. So we start the program now. Okay, so now we write here 1, 2, 3, and you write here 4, 5, 6, and plus add. Oh, what's happened? So it's not added, but it has joined. It has concatenated. So what the thing is? The thing is because it is being treated as a string, not as a number. So this 1, 2, 3 was a string, and 4, 5, 6 was a string. And when the two strings were added, it were joined. Actually, not added, but joined or concatenated. So this what happened. And but here now here let us see whether the same thing works for minus. So double click on minus, we'll get the same thing. Just copying this line, control insert, and I'll call control C, and then after control V or shift insert, right? So now you see here, I'm just going to put here instead of plus, I'm going to put a minus. See what happens. There's a red squiggly line going here. Okay, so it clearly means that it is not possible to minus a string from a string. That means the program is not, or it will not also run also now, because there's an invalid statement there. See that? You click on no, because if you do, it will go and do the first this thing. You know, whatever we wrote after the add click, you know, that one, that one will write there. But still, it is not here. This is the first one. We have not written here, still minus here. Okay, so the first one will come. So now the second one, if you want to go, you have to click on no. You have to click on no. Okay, now so now we'll get the answer. This thing is operator minus cannot be applied to operands of the type string and string. So these are strings and string, then this operator minus cannot be applied. Similarly, we'll get the same thing if you put divide, multiply, and divide. So let me for the moment do like this. This means this compile. This is commented means it is not going to be. This line is going to be ignored when the program is being run. So now if you see that it is going to run without any problem because there is commented, those lines are commented. So the commenting means two slashes if you put, it means it has been commented. Okay, now the program will run, no problem, but it will be only for this thing. And we have still we have got the problem of making this into this thing. So the first thing what we did, convert this text to number. We just have got one keyword called convert. Okay. Convert. Okay. Convert dot to integer. There are a lot of things that convert to integer 1, 13, 32, 64. We can do convert to 16 itself. No, we do it just later on. We'll see what it will be. We just put like this, and then afterwards we convert on this also. So both the numbers we have got to convert, right? Dot to integer, and we put on this thing and here. Now one more problem has come. Again, this has become a big squiggly now. The reason why this is becoming now this is converted to a number, right? This is converted to a number, and now these both numbers are added. So when the numbers are added, still be number only. But this MBL answer.text is expecting a string, right? So we have got to convert this whole answer to string now. So that's very easy to do it. Just put it the whole thing together before the semicolon, of course, and put dot to string. Okay, and two brackets here. To string, remember, always you have got to put two brackets here. You will see later on why, because this is a method. Okay. So now you see the red squiggly has gone. Now we'll run this program and see what happens. Okay. Now if you put 1, 2, 3, and here 4, 5, 6. Okay. 4, 5, 6. And we get now we get the correct answer 5, 7, 9. Fantastic. Very good. And now for this thing also, for this thing, we can just copy this line. Control insert. And then after just put here shift insert, right? And then after put here minus. So this is going to work properly now. Perfect. So 4, 5, 6. Let me from a bigger number minus smaller one. So now minus is working perfectly correctly. So similarly, what we can do is we can go back to design. And then multiply also we can tell. And then afterwards, divide also we can tell. And then paste this one here. And paste this one here. And of course, here what you can do, multiplication is an asterisk here. And division is a slash. Multiplication is a asterisk, okay, not x or something like that. For multiplication, the symbol is asterisk, and for division, it's slash, right? And now if I'm going to do here, now it will work perfectly, all right. So we are ready with the first program. Fantastic, very good. A lot of changes we have to do in this program. However, we'll see those changes in a minute. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. Multiply, add, and division. What's happening is you're not getting the decimal point. This is because we have written int here. Int means it's going to only treat take this and treat it as the answer we treat it as decimal point. I mean, treat it as a whole number. Integer is a whole number. So we can just write here instead of int. Suppose we cannot even do the decimal addition also. You cannot do decimal addition, decimal subtraction, just give an error if you're going to input some decimal numbers there. Because it will tell it is expecting an integer. See, suppose for example, I'm going to tell like this. The error will come because now it's expecting an integer to be converted, but we are giving it the input string was not in the correct form. We are giving it the decimal number. We just stop the program and just convert this thing and make it convert to double. Simple as that. Okay. To double. So just copy this, control. Don't insert or shift. So just okay. Control Z. Control Z. Control Z means undo. Okay. To double, to double. To double, to double, double, and to double. Right. And now it's not a problem. You can big member and you will work with the decimal point also. It's not a problem. Okay. So now 23 I will put it as 567 here. And decimal point also will come here, not a problem. Suppose I'm going to put 12.45, 89. Okay. So now working perfectly correct. So minus that. Okay. So smaller than that. So now is okay. So now this is perfectly correct. Now this program is working perfectly correct. You can just save it if you want. You already saved anyway. But here I don't want to use this word convert, convert it. So we have a better word for that about technical term. It is called, we just put the data type and double data type and dot pass. Okay. If you do pass, no, it has the same operation as convert as convert. So we can just put this double here, and we can and we better start working with some technical a little become a little more technical. So this is not a problem. So we can just put it as double dot pass instead of convert to double. Now we know if you want to change it to integer, you can just put int dot pass. Similarly, single if you want to convert the decimal part, this thing if you want a little more, little less precision, you can put double dot single. I mean single dot pass. So this is perfect. So this is how you should write stacks. Now, if I'm going to just see, it is not saved now. If you want, I can save it here, or I can just run. It automatically saves and then runs the code. So I've just changed the convert to double. I put here double dot pass. See, double convert the single representation of a number to double precision floating point number equivalent. Returns the double out. Okay, now you can put here whatever, same thing will be. There's not a problem. So, okay, perfect. So 23.87. Okay, perfect. See, the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 has come. 16 has come now. Okay, fine. Now, we are going to see one thing. Now, this fellow, sometimes, they want to, instead of number, they input a character like A, B, C, D, or something like that. Suppose I put here this thing, and you put here this thing, and it will come, error will come here. That is, it's not in the correct format because we are not able to convert this TXT first number to double. So it's only if it's a number, it will be able to convert. So the character is not able to convert this. If I'm going to hover over this text, the text property is going to be WE, and here the text property is going to be. Similarly, if I'm going to put just one, also it's going to become the same thing. Okay. So here, I just put here this thing and put here the. it's going to come the same thing, same answer, because this is not in the correct format, right? Now we are going to do something so that we will, if we will we'll check whether this text for dot text is in the is a number or not. If it's a number, then just add it. If it's not a number, we just display a message, tell the in a nice message box telling that please enter a number. So for the so for that, what we have got to do is we have got to uh, make use of Boolean value. So we have got to uh, write a code and which returns a Boolean value which tells it is true or false. If it is true, then no problem. You can just go ahead and print it. But if it is false, it has to give a thing. So first we declare a bool. This is a Boolean value. It's what just as I told you before, it is only having two values, whether yes or no, true or false, 1 or 0. Okay. So bool, I'm just going to put this thing as BLN flag. Flag means it's usually written for a Boolean value, whether it is yes or no. Say we have got a flag now, we just put a flag up, the flag is up, and if we put a flag down, the flag is down. That means if the flag is up, it's true. If the flag is down, it's false. So we give initial value of false. Let us assume that all values are only coming as not a string, not a number. Okay, the string is not a number. So then afterward, what we I told you that a string has got a number of characters, has got a number of characters, and it is delimited by /0 or /n. So if it is going to, we are going to take that this thing. So we are going to have a loop, sort of. We are going to check each and every character of the string and ask whether it is a number or whether it is a not a number. And then afterwards, if it's a number, then we are going to assign BLN flag is equal to true. If it's not a number, we are just telling it it's going to be false. And just coming out of the loop, because if the first one number, one digit is not a number, we just need not check it again. Just come out of the loop and display this is wrong. Okay. So we are going to keep a for each loop. For each means going to loop for each. So char character, there is I'm going to my char, okay, in txt first number, right? Dot text, right? Okay, fine. So inside this loop, I'm going to write something. So if I'm just going to check if my char is equal to, I've got to put 2 is equal to, because I'm going to make a conditional here. See, 1 is equal to B for like BLN flag is equal to false. So that's an assignment operator. Now I'm going to condition check. We'll have to put 2 of string is char is equal to is. So no, here I'm going to check here like this char dot is digit I can put here. If it is digit of what is digit? My char, right? Okay. My char is equal to true. Then what to do? Then BLN flag is equal to true. Okay. Otherwise, else. What to do? I just put one more this thing. BLN. Yeah, we can put like this. It's better. So here I have to put a semicolon. Okay. And BLN flag is equal to here is equal to false, right? Okay. Then afterwards, when the any character is true or false, it just going to if it's going to be false, no need to check the next number, next this thing, you can just break me, just come out of the loop. It will come out of the loop here. Then here I'm going to check if BLN flag. Okay, now I'm going to put here if BLN flag, okay, is equal to no. Before that, I've got to check for the second number also, no? So I'm good. I'll just copy the same thing here. I'm going to paste it here, but here I'm going to write it as second number. Second number dot text now. It will check, it will come here true or false, and here it will come here whether it is first number is going to be true, it's going to come as this thing. The second number is going to be true, it will be a flag is going to come as true. Then I'm going to check here if the LN flag, okay. By the way, just if thing is going to be there, just press to automatically fill it up, control and space. If BN is equal to true, okay, it's automatically telling me. So if it is true, then after just take this and print it out. Shift, yeah, Control and delete, cut it out and print here, place here. And then afterwards, if it is not correct, if it is not correct, we just give a message box. So message box, this thing is like this message box dot show. Okay, I'm just going to give a message. Telling that please enter SC. No. Fine. Okay, so please enter the number. Let me capitalize this one. Okay, now we see how this is going to work. Perfect. Okay, now suppose I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to add correctly. But suppose I'm going to put here WE. I'm going to check for me that. And then what happened? A BLN flag was true. How come BLN flag became false here? Okay, now what the problem was, here it is becoming false, right? Then after coming for the second number, it is becoming true. So we have checked only for this thing. So the only this thing what we have got to do is we have got to check for each and every. See, for example, now if you see the logic here, suppose you put for the first number okay and second number false, it will become false. Okay, second number if you put here false, it will become please enter a number, right? Please enter a number. But if the first number is a problem, we are not doing for the first number. For the first number, BLN flag it becomes true here, and then after here it's false here. Then after it subsequently changed if the second number is the number, it becoming true. So the thing is, only way to do is here is we put for first number and second number. Check for first. I'm just going to. This is very good thing I did that. So that BLN first number is equal to false. Then after that, tell bool BLN second number is equal to false, right? And then after here, I'm going to tell you BLN first number. I'm going to put here BLN first number is true. Okay, and BLN is also false. And then afterwards here, BLN second number. Okay, and then after I'm going to check if both are both my first number and my second number should be true, right? So BLN first number as well as BLN second number should be true. So here I'm going to write if BLN first number is equal to true, and means I just put this sign here, like two this thing I'm going to put. No, single also again. If this is now this is going to be true and this is going to be true only, then print this. If either of this is going to false or both of them is going to false, then just print please enter a number. So we see here. So here if I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, here 4, 5, 6, it's going to be okay. But here if I'm going to put W here, so please enter a number 1. Very good. And here I'm going to put something here and put here W. I'm going to put enter a number, fine. And both also characters, please enter a number, fine. Good. So now this is working perfectly. This thing is correct. But the problem now is you see these both for each these two loops. These are both exactly the same except for this txt first number and txt second number. What we'll do is we'll write a common thing for both of these things, and we can pass the txt first number, and from that common this thing will return a thing whether it's telling you whether it's a thing true or false. So this common thing is called a function. So what a function is done? What a function does? Function will get some input, and it will also return one input. It'll return only one input, but it can take many inputs. So suppose now this here we are going to put here only one input here. So we write the function here. All the while we have been writing a function. We are doing a function, but we didn't know. I'll just tell you what's that. We already know we have written a function. We have already worked with the function, but we don't know actually. So here, private first we have got to get the return. We have to write the word private, then the return value. Okay, return value is going to be bool. So it's going to return me whether it is going to be a true or false. So I'm just going to then the function name is going to be this string without spaces. The function name should be is a number. Okay, I just put here like this, and then after I tell here, I'm just going to pass a one parameter. One thing is coming here. I've got to check that thing and whether I've got to return whether the thing is a number or a string. So I'm just going to get a string. So I'm going to put a string data type and str number. Str no, not number. Str some string. Okay. Str string I'm going to get. So I'm going to check. So now this is coming, red squiggly is coming. You don't worry because now we have not returned everything here. Not all code part return value. So if there only this only when it return something, it will go. So we just copy this. Okay, for this thing. So we just copy this thing here. Or you can even cut it out, right? And put in there this function. And we just this thing, this is going to come for me from this thing. I'm just going to change this here. String dot there's our string, and then after finally I'm going to return. I'm going to tell not first number, I'm going to put it as now bool flag is equal to false. Okay, fine. This VLN flag I'm going to write here. This here I'm going to put it here, this one. And this one also I'm going to put it this one. And then after I'm going to check, I'm going to return what? So after this for each statement, I'm going to return BLN flag. All right. Okay. Now what I'm going to check is now this is going to see now that the squiggly has gone. So now this is going to check this this thing is going to come here, going to check whether this string is a boolean or not. So here I'm just going to remove this also now. Fine. Okay, I'm just going to tell here BLN first number. Okay, is equal to is this number a string? See that? So is this string which number is string? TXT first number, right? Dot text. Good. And here I'm going to put BLN second number here. I'm going to check here BLN second number, and I'm going to write the whole thing same. Okay. But here it's going to be second number now. Control space. Right. So then afterward it's going to check this thing and get you the correct values here. So if I'm going to start now here, is this number is this thing a number? And this will go here. And now if you want to check by line where the control is going, we have got something called a breakpoint. It's a very, very important tool which you have got to understand. Just put a breakpoint here. And then after you put a breakpoint here also. Okay. And then after you put a breakpoint here also. We'll see the return value, what is happening. So now it has done the program. Okay, so suppose now 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. So now it is coming and stopping here. So now BLN flag is false. First, we can just hover over this and we can find out it is false. Now this thing TXT first number is going to become, so TXT first number is going to be 1, 2, 3, right? It passes as a string, you can see the double quotes. So it means that it is big string. So we can continue it. So it goes here. Is this string a number? Now this string becomes 1, 2, 3 within double quotes. And it's going to check here. And then after it is going to whether it is false or true or false. We can check it here. And here also we can check it. Okay, now it's going to go here. It's going to be true because it's a digit. Again, it goes second time, third time, and fourth time. It's going to return. Now BLN flag is going to be true. And now BLN flag here is going to, I'm going to put a breakpoint here also. None more also, you can put a breakpoint, no problem. Now this BLN first number is 2. And then similarly, now BLN second number also, it go and check. I'll remove all breakpoints here if you want. I'm going to check here. It's going to return true here again. It's going to come here and go in place. Suppose if I'm going to put here W here plus it's going to be a first number, it's going to become false here, right? And it's going to become false here. This is TXT first number. BLN first number is going to be false. And now it's going to be, this is going to be true, but then afterward, when we are checking both this thing, it is ending both the thing A and D and in both this thing is going to come and show an error. So now this is working perfectly all right. So we have reduced the number of lines very, very significantly. So similarly, what you can just remove the breakpoint and just put this, copy this whole thing here. Okay, one. And just paste it in everything. And paste. And here put a minus here because the subtract. and then come here also and paste it here. And put here multiplication and put here also a division. And put here a slash for divide. All right. And now you see this is running perfectly well. One more thing. We have not copied first number does not exist. So here the first number is not there. So we have not copied the listing, right? Here bool this thing also we have to copy. We have got to declare the variables before we use it. Now, because here, actually this is called a scope. Very good with the error. It's called a scope. This is only valid only for this BL for this BT and add. So now BT and subtract will not be there. So that's why see now it's gone. The error squiggly is gone. Similarly, here you put here, this is called a local scope. We'll just come up with another one beautiful concept called the global scope, and we will see that how we can eliminate those lines also. So now you see here is not a problem. Fantastic. Now it will work very good. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, fine, 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 fine. Here, if you're going to put here WE and then put here, please enter a number. Okay, here also if you're going, please enter a number. Okay, please enter a number and please enter a number. Right, fine. So everything is okay, working all right. So the thing is here it is local scope. We have put everything. Now what we do is we just take these two lines out. Okay, and this and right in the middle, in the beginning, we put it on the top before this thing, before the behaviors in between and now we can remove all these things too because no, it's not necessary because now this becomes a global. It is now valid for all the things, for all the procedures. You can remove this line, but still you can also have a local scope with the same name. It will work all right, but sometimes you require it, sometimes you're depending on the scenario. We will see where they require local and global scopes to be same. But now see this become very significantly smaller. See our program has become now very, very small. So we're just about a few lines now. We just take up this thing and now we have got. And now one more thing is I'm just getting a small it's irritating for me when I'm starting the program, I'm getting this thing as this LBL answer is coming there. I don't want that LBL answer to be shown. This LBL answer to be shown on the form is done. So what I do is, whenever the form is being, when start is being pressed, one operation called the load form load, see calculator dot can underscore load. This will be run first. Okay, this is a automatic behavior which is going to be run first. Here in this load, I'm going to put LBL. First, this procedure is going to be done, then only the next procedure, text is equal to nothing. Now, if I'm going to run this here, so that LBL answer will just disappear now. Okay. See, it's gone. So now not a problem. But now one more problem is there, 2, 3, 4, and then after 5, 6. Going to put here, this here, this here. But now if I'm going to change this, right? Now it is actually not correct, this answer. This should also, whenever I'm changing the first number or changing the second number, this should become blank. because before pressing the plus. So that one we will see how to do in a minute now. So this change event, this is called, if we just click on this one, we get a change event. So text change. Whenever the text is changed, we want to make again the LBL text as 0, as nothing. One more thing was, so this also whenever it is changed, we want to put it as LBL text as 0. No, it's instead of this one was the previous this thing. Now instead of making it this thing, you can also write it as string. This is string dot empty, right? So this is a better way of writing. Microsoft recommends us to write like this. Is better to write like this. String dot empty. This here, it is there, and just we can put. This is better to write. That's what it tells. So we follow that convention. Okay, fine. Okay, now you see here. When I'm going to change that, it automatically becomes this thing. So now this program is complete. And we stop the lesson, stop the session today here. And I'm going to change this. And this becomes this thing. Now, enter a number. Fine, good. Please enter a number and then afterwards. See, one more thing is, this is okay. If I'm going to change this one, I'm going to change the thing. And I'm going to do plus here, please enter number. See here, I cannot change now unless and until I press OK here. So this message box is always, it stays there in the screen unless and until you click on this OK. This is called a modal form. This is a modal form that is it unless and until it is removed off, it will not be. So now just put here. This is okay, and then after I'm going to change here, all right, fine. That's working perfectly all right. So this is what, folks, I wanted to tell you. So this is now working perfectly. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll start off with our supermarket program. So from tomorrow we'll start with the supermarket program, and then after. So tomorrow evening again we'll have a class at, from say 5 to 7:30. If you are interested, you can join, no problem. By the way, all these are free classes till I told you, till we go to till we finish both the web forms and the I'm sorry, till we finish the Winforms. Winforms, it's going to be all free classes. Okay, so see you tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.